It's no secret that COD Mobile has had some terrible metas, so in this video I decided to give my list of what are the worst ones, as of September 17, 2021. This video is my personal take, so if you have your own list, comment it down below. Without further ado, let's do this. I don't like campers, so you can kinda see how this is on the list. It's the infamous S36. This happened like way back at the end of 2019 towards the beginning of 2020, and it was the camper's best friend. Find the power position, camp, spray and pray. That's the camper's creed. This was the best LMG, and some would even say it was the best overall gun in the game at the time. It had low recoil, a fast fire rate, good damage, and a lot of bullets. With all of that said, it's not that high in this list because it occurred at the same time with the Type 25 and the MSMC meta, and those two guns are some of my favorite guns in this game. Remember when the ASM-10 was getting an adjustment and everyone was like, oh, maybe the 3-shot meta is done. But then they also buffed the Manowar. Like, why? Now this meta, I'll admit, I didn't think it was that bad. These guns had a fast time to kill, but they had a slow fire rate and they didn't have the best mobility. So they weren't really as perfect as some people thought they were. But what made this meta bad was, number one, these guns outclassed submachine guns in close quarters, which is where submachine guns are supposed to be the best. And two, this meta lasted too long. When people first discovered that the ASM-10, DRH, and the Manowar were like really strong, yeah, they reigned supreme. But this went on for a few months, with the ASM-10 and the DRH being the most popular. In fact, one of the few changes to the meta was the addition of the Akimbo Fenneco and the HVK large caliber, and we all remember how terrible that turned out. Finally, a change to the meta was happening. The ASM-10, which was like the dominant AR at the time, was finally getting nerfed. But then they were gonna buff the Manowar, which makes no sense because the Manowar was already good. So again, we got stuck with a 3-shot rifle, except this one could 3-shot kill you across half the map. This made the meta stale, and people were getting kinda tired of it. I remember seeing this video and Ferg basically summed up my thoughts. Picture this, it's like around May of 2020, you're 19-0 in a game, about to drop a nuke. All you need to do is win one last gunfight against Jimmy over here. Now Jimmy, he's terrible at the game, his aim is bad, but he has a trick up his sleeve. You're about to win the fight, but what does he do? He jumps up in the air like Superman and slams the ground, ending your kill streak. You rage a bit, but you brush it off to get back in the game. You respawn, then you come across Jimmy again. But what does he do? He gravity spikes you again, even if he just did that 8 seconds ago. When the gravity spikes got buffed and the shock RC was first added in the game, things changed for the worse at the time. People got more kills with their gravity spikes than their actual gun, and the shock RC was indestructible. In order to destroy it, you needed to shoot it, bomb it, and hope for a miracle. It was chaos. It was harder to avoid the gravity spikes during this time because of how fast they landed, and also they recharged really fast. I remember the B point of domination meltdown being just full of gravity spike spam, and it was a hellish experience. It was tilting. All in all, I'm glad we're past this era, and I hope we never return.
Capturing Bravo. Capturing C.
Imagine meeting a player and he's like, I'm a sniper man, and you're like, me too, I use the Locus, what do you use? And he's like, oh, I use the Na45, and you're just like, what the fuck? The Na45 wasn't a sniper, okay? It was a budget operator skill, but because it was a primary, it could be used throughout the whole game. It was literally tailor-made for people who aim at the floor, who can't trace targets well, and that, in my opinion, is the opposite of what a sniper should be. You're literally rewarding people for shooting at the floor. The Akimbo deagle, on the other hand, was kinda nice. You know, I like wacky action film stuff in video games, and also the other CODs had Akimbo. But it was broken because it was basically a spammable shotgun in essence. This meta was detestable, and remembering search and destroy memories of going against Na45 players might just make my evening even more bitter.
Contact with enemy!
I know the Na45 already existed during this time, but what was more popular was the Akimbo Fenneco and the HVK large caliber. Now let's first talk about the HVK large caliber because we're gonna save the worst for last. The HVK large caliber was OP in the sense that it could literally 4-shot kill you with a fast fire rate across probably like the whole map. But at least with this gun, you needed to use your brain. With the Akimbo Fenneco, you didn't even need to think. It is the definition of low risk, high reward. This gun killed fast, made you run fast, it shot fast, and most of all, it was extremely easy to use. This is not how you make a balanced weapon. If it shoots fast, maybe it should have a downside like less damage. If it kills fast, maybe it should be hard to use. If it's easy to use, maybe it shouldn't kill very fast. The Akimbo Fenneco is an SMG, so yeah, it was only good in close quarters, I get that. But that's literally what an SMG is for, to be aggressive. No one complained about the other SMGs like the QQ9 at the time. This was a very badly designed meta, and in my opinion, it is a bit of a bummer because its season had a really amazing battle pass. But at the end of the day, if the game does not play well, then it won't be an enjoyable experience. Anyway, what was your least favorite meta? Let me know down below. I'll see you guys next time, take care, subscribe if you're new, and goodbye.